Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really profound piece of work, the January 2026 Tausia, or Spiritual Counsel, by Bapak Sukesti Martono. Whether you're navigating a super busy corporate office, managing a small team, or honestly just trying to communicate better in your professional life, finding that sweet spot between being totally truthful and being tactful, well, it's a universal struggle. So we're going to break down Martono's insights into an actionable framework and explore exactly how he outlines this really delicate balance. Okay, let's dive into this. Because, it's the ultimate question, isn't it? How do we survive workplace politics without losing our soul? We spend so much of our waking lives at work, and, it's really easy to just view it as a transactional space, a place where we trade our time for a paycheck and then go home. But Martono challenges us right out of the gate to see it differently. He frames the workplace as a Ladang Amal, which translates to a field of good deeds. He argues that this is where our deepest morals are constantly being tested and refined. Section 1. The moral test in the workplace. So this is where the text suggests we really need to shift our mindset. The source material emphasizes an absolutely fascinating reality. The toughest tests you're going to face in your professional life, they aren't actually about your technical skills. No, they aren't about whether you know how to use some new software or how well you can balance a budget. The real tests are about your character. And it's a wonderfully subtle test. Every single day, we're faced with this tricky dialectical problem. On one end of the spectrum, you've got blunt honesty. Sure, it's truthful, but it can be incredibly sharp, right? It can hurt people and totally tank morale. Then, on the other end, you have pure diplomacy, which, if you take it way too far, can easily slip into deception or just mindless people-pleasing that hides the actual truth. Our daily challenge is finding the synthesis between those two extremes. How do we hold on to our absolute integrity while still navigating the human element of our jobs with actual wisdom? Section 2. Honesty as the foundation of trust. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how Martono establishes a completely non-negotiable baseline before we even touch the concept of diplomacy. Listen to this. Honesty isn't just presented as some nice-to-have corporate value on a poster in the break room. According to the text, it's the absolute core of faith and professional trust. He anchors his whole argument in this Hadith from the Prophet Muhammad, reminding his audience that honesty transcends basic company policy. It's a fundamental spiritual directive. It sets off this beautiful chain reaction. Truthfulness creates goodness, and goodness leads to ultimate reward. The main argument here is that without this solid starting point, literally nothing else we do in the workplace holds any real lasting value. To really drive this point home, Martono uses this fantastic architectural metaphor. Just picture a massive, stunning building. It could have the most incredible glass facade, the absolute best interior design, sitting right in a prime downtown location. But if it lacks structural pillars, what happens? It's destined to collapse. And that is exactly what a working relationship is like without honesty. You can have all the great team building retreats in the world and the fanciest communication tools, but if that pillar of truth is missing, the trust is going to inevitably crumble under the slightest pressure. Section 3. Diplomacy, the art of delivering the truth. But truth alone, if it's delivered without any care, is just a blunt instrument. We really need to rethink what diplomacy actually means here, because let's be honest, in the corporate world, it often gets equated with dodging real issues or just being kind of sneaky. But true diplomacy, as defined by our source today, is never about hiding or obscuring the facts. Not at all. It is entirely about delivering the truth, but doing it with wisdom. It's about acknowledging that the person on the receiving end of your feedback is a real human being, complete with feelings, insecurities, and pride. Diplomacy doesn't change the message itself. It just changes the packaging so that the message can actually be received and digested. And this brilliantly illustrates the point. Martono uses this quote from the Quran to back up his approach. He's really highlighting the necessity of using wisdom and gentle, good instruction rather than just coming in hot with harsh confrontation. He argues that how you deliver the truth matters just as much as the truth itself. Sure, a big confrontation might make you feel powerful and vindicated in the moment, but the text posits that it's actually good instruction that changes hearts and minds in the long run. So, you might be wondering, how do we actually practically apply this? Well, Martono turns all of this deep philosophical advice into a super tangible checklist. The art of diplomacy basically breaks down into 3 critical steps. First up, choosing your words carefully, framing your feedback constructively. Second, timing. This is a big one. You could have the absolutely perfect words prepared, but if you drop them on a colleague when they're super stressed and rushing to meet a deadline, the message is going to fail. It just will. And third, the method. Should this be a quick email, a private one-on-one sit-down, or a broader team discussion? Mastering these three elements ensures your honest message arrives exactly as intended, without wounding the person hearing it.
Section 4. The balance of intention and compassion.
So the crucial point is, this is right where our thesis of honesty and the antithesis of diplomacy really come together. According to the text, finding this balance requires pure intentions paired up with genuine compassion for the people you work with every day. Just look at this practical contrast. Let's say you're reviewing a colleague's work. You could be honest, but totally blunt and just say, there's some things that need to be fixed, right? I mean, it's true, but it's pretty deflating to hear. Now consider the honest but diplomatic version. I am confident that with a little adjustment, the results will be even better. The underlying factual message is exactly the same. Changes definitely need to be made. But see how the diplomatic approach wraps that hard truth in belief and optimism? It actually inspires the person to improve, rather than just demoralizing them.
Section 5. The fruits of a balanced message.
Mastering this kind of communication style doesn't just, prevent office arguments. The text outlines some incredible, immediate positive outcomes for a team. Honesty wrapped in diplomacy educates clearly because the truth is actually delivered and understood. It soothes feelings, making sure nobody gets unnecessarily hurt. It pleases our professional relationships, keeping things harmonious and built on real mutual trust. And finally, it inspires. It serves as this living, breathing model of Akhlakia, or noble character, for absolutely everyone around you to emulate.
Let's move to and see how this builds into Martono's brilliant metaphors to wrap this all up. He compares honesty to the content. Think of it as pure, essential water that you need to give someone. Diplomacy, then, is the vessel. It's the glass you serve it in. If you just throw a bucket of water right at someone's face, they're going to be shocked and pretty upset, right? Even if they really needed the water. But when you serve that truth in a beautifully crafted vessel of diplomacy, the exact same message becomes refreshing and is gladly received. Now, I want to leave you with this final provocative question raised by the text for a little self-reflection. The source urges us to be like the sun, honestly and brightly radiating light and truth to everyone around us. But crucially, it also urges us to be like a gentle breeze, softly and pleasantly delivering that light. So ask yourself, are you currently the blazing sun, the gentle breeze, or are you striving to be both? Martono actually closes his counsel with a really warm prayer for wisdom and love in our daily work. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I really encourage you to think about how this beautiful balance applies to your very own workplace.